on a little bit of, mass media energy. And I was just watching like these things that are going on here and erupting. It's kind of chaotic because there's so many different views, points of views. There's so much misinformation. It's almost like this was like done by design. Like that's where the chaos. Oof. That's what I'm saying. It's back to that energy of in the beginning was the word and the word was a God. Or the earth was first a chaotic mass in the void. So it's making me think, like I said, something about, okay, because we're talking about the creation energy or possibly Genesis or like the first chapter, okay? And so it's almost like okay, I want to be kind of short, and I want to just keep it like direct with what, just in layman's terms, what I'm seeing here. There's two different things going on here, and I'm not sure that everybody that's running out to the streets understands that. It's a possibility that they do. They may be all in one mind, under some type of programming or thinking for themselves, but they really are not sure. We think we know, but we have no idea sometimes. So again, I feel like the part, like I said, when it comes to me and what I personally feel, I feel like if we are talking about a woman with a womb deciding if she wants to have a child, I don't care how it got placed in her body, in her vessel, okay, in her temple. That choice for see, if we use these words, it can always go either way. But in layman's terms, what we thought abortion was talking about from the beginning, okay? What most people think abortion is talking about, all right, is a man and a woman having an encounter, and then a child comes or stems from that, okay? And somebody, regardless of how it happens, you see what I'm saying? Because if they say because of incest or because of this, well then we can go into the energy of the fact that we're not the only beings on this planet right now. See what I'm saying? That there's galactic things and earthly things going on here, all right? And so again, that incest, that could be something like immaculate conception or something immaculate or something else that's being done on another scale here, okay? Because we know that, like I said, slavery was more about breeding or birthing than anything, all right? It's kind of reminded me of a lot of us doing all this work and digging up all this information and doing these things and not being supported or not being, the people that are getting some type of financial gain are the ones that are working against the people that don't have the proper information, equipment, or assistance. There's people hovering around that can give them that assistance if they see that somebody's lost, but they're well at doing everything else. They're just not too good at assisting you in getting that information. So again, it's like, what are you there for then? And usually nobody is nobody is breaking into or trying to get their way into anybody's home that there's nothing valuable being displayed there. You see what I'm saying? Nobody is going to spend time trying to get you on a list or get you in a mental prison or imprisoned, in society through this social credit system that we're entering into, supposedly. These are the things that I'm concerned about. Something that you say is something that you say your opinion or something your view or something that you are saying to the world could get you locked up, and then people take advantage of people that are, it's almost like a tree being stuck in one place. It's almost like something being rooted, okay, and weighed down almost. You see what I'm saying? It's almost like even tying something on your leg, and it's a very weighed down. Every day you're doing this for the people because you care and you think your voice or your opinion matters, okay? But the way that these people do these types of punishments or whatever, these earthly parents, some of these parents are not even supposed to be parents over certain individuals. I know when it comes to my energy, there is no other God beside me or over me, right? In that supreme court energy, or knowing I'm from a supreme or a first family or original family bloodline, okay? So again, that whatever they're talking about, even when it comes to native law or an indigenous law, it still doesn't reign supreme over that. All right. But again, if we're talking just mainly about someone having a baby, you have a baby in your tummy and it's a baby bump and you're going to deliver a child, you know what I'm saying, that you're going to, have and hold, people should have a choice. Their own choice for their own particular their sole proprietal energy of their being, their person, their vassal. Okay? Nobody, I really don't feel, that's for them and God to answer. I don't feel like it. Should somebody else have that same power over, and this is another thing, when you have a power of attorney, people are making these decisions for you. Whether you have the right to carry, concealed carry, whether you have the right to have a firearm to protect yourself, whether you have the right to, do you see what I'm saying? Okay, for instance, I felt like at some point in time, these masculine energies were my companions or somewhat firewalls. They were the walls, possibly, that were to keep safe or alert me or give me some type of energy to be able to defend myself. Israel should have the right to defend themselves. Okay, so again, there's two different things that I'm looking at here. Yes, if that's the case, what we're talking about, okay. But if we're talking about people, groups of people, all right, being underground or under, the nose of someone who is of a matriarchal or a certain, again, because I want to say people use God they use God as a reference, but if you're reading the Bible, you'll know that the 400 years were over and that there's a certain couple that is supposed to do a forever thing, right? They're supposed to rule or reign together, okay? Some people, all right? But I feel like we have to be careful because the Christ energy also has been cut off. The cornerstone or the top of that temple has been cut off. So there's chaos running about here. It's almost like a masculine and a whole bunch of feminine energies have decided to cut off any power of the feminine energy that has equal, if not more power than the masculine energy. Do you see what I'm saying? Okay? So in my case, me spiritually sensing that these people have gone together to build different militias, groups, or something behind my back when it's my turn to rule with someone, but that person is working against me instead of working with me. He's giving the information that he gets from me to these other females instead of working with me or giving me an opportunity to. So again, it feels like there's some type of, again, emotional, financial, spiritual abuse. Rather, it's by this person or the feminine energy that he's connected to. Do you see what I'm saying? So again, if we're talking about same-sex marriage, that's another thing that we will have to talk about. Because again, that same sex or sect, is that talking about sectors? All right? Because then if you have two people that are above, as above, so below, if you have two people as above, they may not see things the same way as someone below. You see what I'm saying? But there seems like there is this separation between as above and so below. Now, they could be the same breed, or they may be from the same lineage, or from the same tribe, or something of this nature, but they may be, again, looked at differently as to what sector they're in the caste or class system, if you get what I'm saying. Right? So even if someone is of the earth or considered black or considered something, this is giving that other individual or maybe a maritime energy power over that person. If they can prove mental insanity, if they can prove these things, they can go behind the scenes with the courts or with different judges or different entities and end up, getting a divorce without you knowing, or doing these particular things. These things affect both people, but they're actually calling you an animal or saying that you don't matter. You see what I'm saying? That you don't have a voice. It's almost like, again, when they say that the woman could not talk in church. I also know, looking at sharecropper times, when there was sharecropping, which is a spiritual essence of sharecropping today, is this whole energy of these earthly parents or these governing forces that are over individuals, whether you know it or not, okay? It has something to do with a sense of control or a sleight of hands, because some of this property was actually owned by those people that were brought into sharecropping, that had to do all the work, that had to pay to rent the equipment on their land, and then 2-3 generations down the line, the land no longer belonged to them. It belonged to the people that came onto the land and their children. You see what I'm saying? Okay, so even when we're talking about the definition of American in 1828 Noah Webster Dictionary, when it says that, the term American was applied to the copper colored people that were found here by the Europeans, but now applies to the children of the Europeans. Still, there's some weight to that. Because if someone wants to X someone out or consider them European or not the same or something, like I said, who are you to judge what percentage or something like this that somebody is? Okay, when it's time, when the universe and the waters and the earth has chosen someone, you can't go and just do some type of mind control or manipulation on someone and hide the fact that everybody is working together at building up this nation and leaving them out and not giving them a choice because everyone knows who that particular person is. That person may not even know who they are. Do you see what I'm saying? So again, this is that whole thing about Head Start, the educate. I mean, we're bringing all of that back into it because it all goes together. It's so confusing. This is what I'm saying about legalese and law and lying energy. It's whatever they need to do to maneuver or make something fit the way that they want it to so that they can take advantage of other beings. And that's just it. That's not right. But if you have someone who is of a regal or a royal or some type of bloodline or even a spiritual or biblical, and it's time for them to rule or run right now, why not just give that real legitimate person with the tools and necessary, tasks and people that can help them that can help them build this, okay? Especially when it comes to this energy, like I said, of Israel or Jerusalem or, again, this energy, like I said, of these people that were left behind enemy lines. I think it's the same thing. Why have people wasted so much time? We know we have the intellect here. We know, obviously, people are probably building behind the scenes. You see what I'm saying? Why are they treating some one person like this, especially someone that helped with bringing these things into fruition? I don't understand that part. That means that that somebody like me may hold more power than we know. And that's why when we speak, shit happens. Things are starting to manifest in a sense. It may not be exactly what we wanted, but again, it is supposed to be a collective energy. It's not supposed to be these masculines going out. It's almost like a mix between. It made me think about that energy, having a son of God and then a son of Muhammad. Okay, or a child or a descendant. It kind of made me think about that. The first and the last, actually. The first child of Mohammedan energy, okay, and then the last child of the Son of Christ or the Son of God. Okay, so there's something here that's us, you know what I'm saying? And then there's that whatever which is in between. But again, when we're talking about this, everybody knows that there was someone to come. People know the storyline historically, whatever we're talking about. So again, I say if these people have the right to exile somebody from their own land, like King said, I don't think that they have the right to do that. And I think that's what they are doing right now. Also telling a man to pull himself up by his bootstraps when you stole his bootstraps. Do you see what I'm saying? Okay, these are people that may have been sent in to help you, right, in certain departments, but they took advantage of you being ignorant of a certain type of play that was in the playbook, and then again left you, in a stressful or strenuous or some type of situation here, possibly even under the rule or the thumb of their jealous feminine energies that are jealous of the Empress. And that's the thing. And some of these things, like I said, are sensed or seen and unseen. Some of these things are what happened to our ancestors. They call on me when I sense things going on, and when I read things, the ancestors help me unravel what that's really talking about, what it was talking about with them, what it may be talking about with us, and what it may mean for our children in the future. That's what type of a work that I do as a so-called psychic, medium, seer, oracle energy. Someone who also has studied history for a hobby for years, you know what I'm saying, and given much information to the community here, okay, without asking for anything in return, all right? So again, most people say, well, that was you not valuing yourself. It doesn't matter to me. It's not my information. I am just a messenger. I work for a higher authority than whatever they're talking about. But I'm a so woke up and did whatever they want to do. And now God is stomping around the garden like, Adam, Eve, who, what, when, what are you guys doing? What has been going on? Have you been building with these people? Did you go and take from the tree and go take it over here and build? Did you take information? Did you take fruit? Did you take this from the tree and go build over here? Didn't I tell you not to do that? See, some people have a problem with authority. It's a whole womanizing energy here. And I'm talking about of the womb right now. Everybody life matters equally. Do you hear me? I don't want to have to keep saying this over again. No one is, I don't care who you are. I don't care if LGBT and them, again, whoever. It doesn't matter. Nobody deserves to be treated in an ill fashion or anything invasive happening to them in their family or things that can be seen and unseen, controlled or not. It's just not right. But I feel like Source or God brought people into play this time to make sure that it happens. But the main two people have been kept apart. Counting on other people with their own desires on their mind taking over. Using these people until they get what they can financially, possibly from the masculine, and then spiritually, and then also when it comes to building, also from the feminine energy, okay? And then, like I said, expelling both of them and sending them both in two different directions, possibly. It's kind of insane. Why wouldn't they just let these people, see what would happen? And that's what I'm saying. It's wrong, okay? But do these people, should they just automatically have even if the roles have been reversed and this pyramid is upside down and so-called black people are on top now, they haven't even done the healing. They haven't, and that's what I'm saying about reparations and all that. They haven't even done the process of healing, of learning how to treat each other, to be better, to be communal, to be these things. They're saying all about this healing, but it's just because they feel good because they've been able to get something for free or get something, something that they've desired for a long time, whether it be a masculine, some land, some, but I'm saying people have not healed, they had not healed enough, in my opinion, you know what I'm saying, as a collective or a whole, just from what I'm seeing, okay? Like I said, people weren't ready for this amount of power, and we complain about certain people or structure. There should always be some kind of structure. Should it be a free-for-all where these people can hide about and do whatever? Somebody could be planning any damn thing. You know what I'm saying? To harm certain people, especially having lists with people's names on it. The do not enter list. But those are the first places that these people are going to go to try to enter. It's a very dangerous thing. And it seemed like it was meticulously, something that could have been done premeditated. Okay? Something that was being done to actually target individuals. To break them, to subdue them. And if you study the word subdue, okay, in etymology, it's a very harsh thing to do to somebody. It's very ugly. Especially if somebody wakes up one day and doesn't even realize there's a whole new layer or a whole nother part of a world that they haven't been aware of. And now all of this stuff is coming to them at one point, and they have to process this along with continue to do the work that God has them here doing to make sure that people are okay, sometimes even before themselves. All right. So again, when we're talking about this energy, I don't think that we're giving full power to these individuals that are so-called black. They have proven to me, being someone that Source put me in this energy, for me to be able to see what people do when we ask for things, when we don't know what we're really talking about. And then we see what people actually do. I think it was something it's like a pregame. You know what I'm saying? To see what people would do. How far would they go with these acts? Whether it's just projected energy, or if it's things that they're doing to someone, actually and literally, or whatever it is. If these are, signals being sent to the brain by 5G, mind control, manipulate, whatever it is. Do you see what I'm saying? Sometimes it just has to be, all the time there has to be structure. There has to be some form of structure. And who are these people to use their laws and their lives and their credentials to say who God has lifted, who people actually can see have grown or developed in a certain way, shape, fashion, or form, that is asking for help, that would like to be introduced to the proper people to work with. But people treat you like as if you are a dis-ease or something like that. try to give you the toil and labor when it comes to who can you even run to or who can you even count on. It's always something. But these people have no problem coming in, invading your privacy. Okay, it's almost like hazing someone that you know good and well you do not plan on allowing into your group or your sorority or something. And again, I don't have to be affiliated with any of that. What I'm trying to be affiliated with is that which is within me and that which is good or God. You can't, and any emperor energy or masculine energy talking about, well, I was gonna come back for you or something. You built something with another female or other women. That is why you're not coming back to me, possibly because you are already. Do you see what I'm saying? You already accumulated some whatever it is with these people, and they're going to convince you that the empress didn't put nothing in, but they don't understand how much energy and love and how much of any of ideas or whatever the empress has put in. They're not aware that all what they have, they may not have any of that shit without the operations that were done before they were even brought in on the scene. Okay? In another dimension possibly here. So we have our spiritual essence, and then we have what we're talking about when we're talking about the legalese. Most people don't understand any of these things. That's why I don't understand why things cannot be simply laid out. Because they'll say, well, this is this today, but they're all, but there's all these other aspects that go along with it because it doesn't change A, B, C, D, and E. You see what I'm saying? So it's to each his own. But I feel like if we're talking about going to a person, a doctor or something, and having them use forceps to enter your womb to take a child out, it should be the choice of the person who is carrying that you know, there might be some form of other consent that could be done if the father is around, but it should be whoever's going to pop that baby out that should be deciding. But we have to be careful when we say that, because in this day and age, it may start off being formed somewhere else and end up in another vessel. Do you get what I'm saying? With certain things like in vitro and certain things like this, okay? Do you understand what I'm saying? So we have to even be careful when we say that. Because if it's the choice of the person who is going to actually pop the child out, it may not be the original womb that the baby started off in. The children can be being formed and placed somewhere else. So we have to be aware of that aspect. How long, who, which particular bloodlines or people this happens to, I can't tell you that much. All I can tell you is this is something, a practice that this is how it works, okay, sometimes. All right? Again, also the energy of plants. People planted in certain communities for certain things, and they end up they knew that there was gonna be an uprising of some form where we would realize who we were and where we come from. All right. So again, years down the line, before, they have already instilled these particular people in their communities to be scouts or spies or to watch and see what was going on so that they can learn how to get ahead or get to the front of the line. And then all of a sudden, the people that were the original ones that started it, that are really feeling like, you know, really in it for the right reasons, get left behind. And the other children that were planted there to make sure it goes in the way of these same people that are still going to have control, they are placed in the front of the line. They are given certain skills and tools and means to be able to have a head start. It's an overthrow. They're basically overthrowing at least the queen. I don't know exactly what the masculine is doing, but they're at least overthrowing the empress or emperor energy. One of these energies. My energy will be, I consider emperor / empress energy. And it's whatever, it has to do with a crown, okay? Which also is already, you don't need one golden one. It's already your corona or your crown chakra is your crown, okay? But if somebody is hijacking and breaking into your Akashic and breaking into your mind and doing mind control and hypnosis and things like this to get information about you or from you, that should be illegal. So again, there must be some kind of spiritual court or something like this. I don't know who you call to get in touch with them. All right. But like I said, there's something else going on here that we need to be able to understand. And these people, just because they snuck off and did this underground type of energy and activity, that doesn't mean that they need to all be strict, but there's certain things that should have been protocols that should have been followed in the first place. And I feel like this is why a masculine, or maybe these, again, when we're looking at that energy of a patriarch, it is that energy of someone who is leading those particular people. They're not the real Israel, they're Israelites. Okay? Something in the likeness of Israel that they are spreading about and giving the means to do this. That is a head start, or giving somebody 10 feet ahead or something in a race. And why? Because they're foreign energies. And again, that is how this is, it's not, whoever's making these decisions don't care about, forget so-called black people. Maybe they do, and that's why they gave them a head start. But they don't care about the people, the free people, or the people, okay, in general. That type of nation building is to rob from Peter to pay Paul, or take from these particular people in order to ensue these people have something going on with generational wealth. But all in all, they're taking it from the crown. They're taking it from those lineages that are supposed to be having their turn now to rule or reign instead. That have been built or born for this. God formed certain people to do certain things at this point in time, and they are ensuring that they are not given the opportunity by doing it in secret, okay, blocking the energy, and also taking away the energy, like I said, turning an emperor against an empress, and vice versa. It's almost like somebody would be tearing, in a spiritual essence, the first lady and the president apart. And then say, build a nation. And then pick a side. But now the masculine is somewhat worshiping. He may, slowly the energy is fading away. He is now worshiping these idols, or these lesser God energies that may look better or may have more. But again, he's forgotten about his particular God. And I feel like these people use certain antics, brainwashing, things like this, okay? Also to allow these women to tap into bank accounts of these men, to take advantage of these men, to leave them in positions where they may be able to be using witchcraft, or some way in their sleep or something, having them being violated. There's different things that are going on, and people would not want to speak out about that, but I will. Because again, when it comes to antiquity, that would have hurt somebody's reign, okay? That would have hurt somebody's chance to reign, to find out that some type of things were going. But this is 2022. This is not 1640 or 1820. And I would rather somebody that been through the struggle or knows something about something be in a position than somebody who's just pretending to. Just because they can dress nice and do their hair nice, perfect, and sit in front of you in front of a screen. No, thank you. There's room for everyone. And that's all I have to say. I don't feel like these groups are mature enough. I don't care what somebody says. They're not mature enough. They get very haughty, very arrogant. They think they're above the law. They think they own, this is some crazy stuff. What is going on right now? What sources telling me is going on? I'm not out in the streets though, right? If I had a team or a group that I could trust, maybe I would be. I absolutely would be, but I don't. I feel like this is a false hopes that masculines or people that came into my energy gave me at some point in time. As if we're going to get together and not take over the world or nothing, but I'm just saying, and be able to at least have a meeting to say, what is this? What are we doing? Why are you here? You know what I'm saying? What is this? And it's never happened. Okay? So that's what I wanted to say about that. And I think I'm going to just go ahead and end this video. I really do think that it's something to be talked about, but definitely, because there's people that are going to be afraid. There's people probably looking at this in some kind of way now. If they know that we're talking about abortion laws as far as cutting people off from being able to be in control of their own lives or their livelihood, then people could possibly start panicking. Because again, that means that these people that are not ready, they're ruling as children. Some of these people are not a people. They're doing things in a very ingenuous way, okay? A very haughty way, a careless way, okay? It's all about control and censoring. if somebody doesn't like what they say, but I'm gonna tell you the buck stops here. The buck stops here because I'm not no regular motherfucker. I'm not these people. I think this is where somebody forgot where we was going. All right. Somebody forgot where we was going. It could be a masculine. Okay. They might have thought because they see, you know what I'm saying, me trying to keep up with all this information and doing what I'm doing in my house. You know, we got the chat here and it's talking about self-esteem. They might think somebody struggle with self-esteem or all these other things or whatever. But no, honey, that's not what we got over here. Okay. Okay. I mean, I just want to let people know. All right. And again, when that's the thing about, like I said, that angry energy, when the Empress is on that Empress card, the wheat, okay? It looks like an angry mob. These people are going to be upset, all right? But again, never, that's why the Empress had this type of gifts or powers in the time, or the Emperor, okay? Was to be able to protect themselves from these type of things. So if you clip somebody's wings, or you turn off, or you allow people to tap in, or even break down parts of their mental or their mind, they can't be fully held together and complete. It leaves people in a vulnerable state. And I can't help but think that somebody knew what they were doing and they did it on purpose, and it was to embarrass or humiliate someone. All right. Like I said, just for fun. And that's when it's a problem. And that's when people should go to jail, whether you go back 2 years or 10 years of whoever was plotting and planning these things. They should be held accountable. I don't want to hear the fact that they're talking about, oh, today we passed this, and so now, you know what I'm saying, nobody's going to be, no, well, what about all the people that have been already aborted or cut off? Because they're still living now. Okay, let's not think of, we're talking about something that's probably on a document, or document on a piece of paper, or just the way somebody thinks here. All right. All right. So let's keep it real here. All right. There's also, when it comes to this mutilization and all this other stuff, there's reconstructive energies and things that people can use to fix things. All right. There's also funds that can be fixing things. All right. From people being held accountable for what they were doing, slander, whatever it would be. This is the reward here. If it's not jail time, then pay up, or both. Whatever the person that been affected feels like they deserve. It's about bringing order to the court, because at some point in time, these people thought nobody was watching. They thought God was not watching, and now they see. So we're talking about people cutting. If my family lives in Texas and they decided they don't want me to be a part of the family, and they just let me be an orphanum energy, or some type of orphan that's been cut off from the family, so because they knew that a lump sum of finances or something came under my name, and they decided to split it all up, or if somebody contacted them and left them some inheritance for me, and instead of contacting me, they decided to split it all up and then abort me at some point in time, because gifts or something must be coming in. There must be some type of dowry or something coming in, or some type of something, earnings or something that came in, that these people, now you're the one that were born naked. You're the one that bore the cross. You're the one that everybody's seen their nakedness. You're the one that behind the scenes, whether you know it or not, people were able to have access to you, or were be able to benefit off of you financially. So who are these people we know, let's call it for what it is. These people wanted to do this, and it could be family members, brothers, sisters, and mothers. They did this. Most of the time, people probably left this for you, other beings or other entities that connected with you, all right? And they thought it was okay to steal this, what is called a stealing, okay? And then cut you off and not give a damn about you and your children. If that is unethical, I can't even, you see what I'm saying? And you have to deal with that and keep moving forward, and not be able to have, it's something that you can't really talk about all the time or publicly, or really don't have connections with people that have been through this. It is something. It is not nothing. It should not be covered up. Another generation should not have to go through these particular things. That's why I think God showed us some of these signs, or showed us some of these things, to go along again with these types of things. But it had to be somebody that's strong, that would not be able to break under whatever this is. And I'm not saying that this is even the end. Okay? But no, these people don't have a right. There should be military presence, or people taken away to safety, some kind of way because trust issues are there now, okay? With the masculine. It's almost like Esther in that book, where she didn't want to see Elijah or what's called. She said, they both trying to kill me. And they was like, no, we're not trying to kill you. We love you, or whatever. And she like, shit. You know what I'm saying? So It's like, it's almost like that energy here, like something happened today where something is broken, but something else is moving in. Something is shifting here, okay? Something is possibly shifting, and I'm just concerned about, whoa, what the fuck is this? You see what I'm saying? It's almost like, Adam and Eve being exiled out of the garden, and then the four fiery cherubim or whatever being placed, all right? Okay, but again, I don't, it's almost like this energy of no new friends. I don't know what the fuck this is. This could be people that might have thought to be, obsessive, possessive, or these might be people that have been admiring from behind the scenes, or they might be people that just care. You know what I'm saying? They might genuinely care more than the official firsts. Okay, but I feel like there should be a choice. I should have a choice. If a masculine is behind the scenes challenging me, now again, I want to talk about this real quick before I leave, because there is an instance where there are some earthly mothers or governing mothers or whatever, okay? And they may be mistreating the children, but the children could be 40 years old, 20 years. This is like some kind of pact being made or some type of agreement being made over certain jurisdictions, okay? So these women could be harming these other women. Do you see what I'm saying? So sister wives or housemaids or whatever, they could be abusing these women, and the masculines are trying to fight because, it might be the apple of God's eye or the apple of her actual husband's eye. And so she might take that time when she's alone on the plantation or whatever you might want to call it today, in the coven or whatever it would be, where she can abuse that woman by, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically, whatever. All right. And some of these things the woman may know are going on, and some of the things she may not know. Do you see what I'm saying? But she can't tell. And who is she going to tell if the jealous, envious wife is there? All right. And sometimes these fathers are a little bit jealous or envious of you. They didn't know that, they just thought you was some random orphan or something, a begotten child that they would, but then they may see you grow into this person that is very substantial, or a piece of the, somebody that they want to keep as a piece of the foundation, right? Okay. Or that they don't want to keep because they feel like you might be rebellious, or you might counter with them too much or argue with them. But again, it's unfair, because again, some of these people I feel have been cut off from communication. So the communication is unrequited. The love is unrequited. The masculine energy may be able to see this feminine, depending on her so-called race, nationality, or where she's placed in society. Okay, but she does not actually get to have any encounters with this male, which can be also something that can cause this type of energy here. If she feels like she's getting the short end of the stick. It's something spiritual, it's something sensual, it's something, it's something that I just can't explain here. And I had to ask myself today, really deep, go within, what is this? And what the hell is going on here? And why does it seem like this is like that over there and over here, right? So again, it's like the children that's out in the field, and then we got the house children, okay? The house children get to travel with the dad or talk to the dad and know exactly what the dad is expecting from them. But the ones in the field may not. They might have to talk to the overseer, or they might have to talk to somebody else. They never really get to connect with the dad. All right. Dad might come watch over them when they're sleeping, give them a kiss on the forehead and leave, but they don't remember that. It might be a foggy something in their mind, like, oh, I think my dad was here last night and gave me a hug or a kiss before he left to work. But there's no real, you see what I'm saying? There's no real communication. It's almost like they're trying to say you're not worthy of communication. And then I don't know if they're going off to the big house or the White House and saying, yeah, we talked to such and such about this and you never did. Yeah, we gave such and such this amount of money and you never did. And this, the person, the father or the forefather or the father or whatever figure in the big house could be saying, well, damn, I don't see her doing nothing with that. Well, I don't know. I gave it to her. And they could be straight up lying. And that's what I said about angels and messengers in the Bible. If you really slow down and see, some of these people were not always right. Some of these people lied, manipulated, confused things. All right? And this father could actually be disappointed in one of his most choicest children that may be, best working in the house. But these other people that's in between is not going to mention that because they wouldn't want them to go into the house. Now, mind you, these children that are able to go to the house may know something about the house that you don't know that they're trying to protect you from. But then again, they can be hating and they could be just making you seem like you're not worthy enough or you're too dirty or something to come into the house. You know what I'm saying? And then have it that way. All right? Show a couple pictures, clip out a little video and say, see, this was what this person was doing, or this is what they chose to spend their time doing, or whatever. Okay, you know what I'm saying? This is the type of thing, like, it's not my imagination. You know what I'm saying? I really don't think it is. I really think this is like a second, they call it second sight. I really think it's a gift that I have to be able to, or maybe even I'm, twin flames, I could be still observant in somebody else's energy, but maybe not getting the whole thing. Do you see what I'm saying? I don't see exactly what they're saying, but since my twin was there, I can pick up or sense there's something else that I can sense certain things that are being probably whispered or talked about. I mean, I know they said that they stopped going to the oil industry today. I mean, Biden skipped the meeting with the oil people from the oil corporations or whatever, and he went to talk to the people of the wind. So again, this could be also catching wind of what people are saying. They might be saying to give false information to confuse someone right now, to focus on talking about this particular subject right now. So if this person gets wind, see, inflation and wind and oil, see what I'm saying here? Okay, they want to be in control of what someone gets wind of on YouTube. This may be a memo going out to these particular people saying, hey, we need you to stop doing this or amp this up. But again, since we're not talking in layman's terms, we're using key codes just like these sneaky groups do. You have to wonder what's going on. This may be a father energy that has come to overthrow the reign of his daughter with a womb that is supposed to be reigning or learning, at least being again in that point where where Lord God puts the person in the garden and have somebody to keep it, to style it, to show it what to do. Okay, instead of doing that, they're doing this with a doppelganger or somebody else that is feeding off of my energy or my information or trying to be me. Again, let's go ahead and stop there. And I said in the likeness of me, so this could be a female energy or a male, either or. So they could be up to their old shenanigans, either or. Okay? We seen that energy. I will keep bringing it up of Sarah Bartman naked, and then they had a Caucasian man in a military attire standing next to her, and they were, again, that's world card energy. I don't care what you say. All right. And then they ended up measuring her. They're trying to measure her up with that purple scarf or purple rain, and then make a man in her image and place him in the White House. This could be the person that's laying next to me every night, taking information, seeing what I'm doing, spying, giving the information to all these other people as to what I'm doing. It's wrong. It's wrong. It's wrong. It's wrong. And I feel like I was given this gift to be able to show in living energy through my favorite Bible is the Living Bible now, what is actually really going on in the, in the background, okay? And why people may be rebellious, or why inflation or global warming or the earth's core is heating up. Can we see what this is? You would have to, like I said, if you're not tapped in spiritually to some extent, I'm not saying I'm the most tapped in person, but then you may not understand this. But I believe that there are some people out there that know what I'm talking about. I may be the only one that's not supposed to know. Do you get what I'm saying? All right. So everybody else might have taken from the tree, but I may have not. Okay. And so again, I'm the one that's, the joke's on me. Okay. The joke could be on me right now. And that's how these people have this insight. But someone wants it that way because they know that if I was fully equipped and if I was okay, if I was fully put together, that I would be something to be reckoned with, and not in a horrible way. It may be more competition for somebody that knows me very well, that has been a hovering spirit in my energy for a very long time. Okay, that knows what to do to stop me, block me, keep me, make me mad, make me happy, do, you know what I'm saying? But it's wrong to share that, to invade somebody's energy, period, and then share that with other people that will end up not liking that person and not having them have the chance to know that this is going on and that their life might be at stake, because people have children. And I'm sorry, since you thought my children were not worthy of a chance to be living beings or to stand in their full power and potential to send ruin in on them and me, you can go down right at the feet where you, because again, it's almost like somebody is saying, I'm a jealous God, but not this time, most likely. It's almost like I am a fair person. but you've pushed me to the edge. And now I'm tapping into something else. I don't know what it is. I don't know if I like it yet, but something else is occurring here. I'm hearing battle of the X's or sexes or something like this. And it doesn't have to be this way, because I know deep down inside there's a little piece of this masculine that's left that's calling out to me, and I know he can sense me calling out to him. People like this. They like this torture or whatever this is, and it's not right. And now, again, the trust issues that have formed possibly between us from all these people, friends, family, co-workers, and all these things just whispering in our ears. And I'm not letting nobody take that from me. Not this lifetime. I deserve it, and I'm not letting nobody. I don't care if you don't understand or understand what I'm saying. I know many people probably do. I will not. It has nothing to do with nothing but the core energy that I sense from this individual. Okay? And I'm not letting nobody get in the way of it. I don't care who you are or what you think. It's starting to give me energy like somebody is already passed on, and people are hiding again another something that would have been left, where it's a message or whatever it would be. Somebody is, or a child, somebody's lying and hiding something else here. So again, all these people in the same sex energy, possibly, if this is what we're talking about, hiding this. There may have been a trial on people that were not same sex to allow people to come in, but I feel like they're finding that it was unbalanced, or both people were not coherent, or both people were not aware of the activity that was going on, right? But something happened to open up somebody's eyes, possibly, but not to the fullest. Like something abruptly stopped that. Whatever healing was supposed to be going on, it was not able to do so. Somebody swapped something, changed something, did something, and the healing was not complete. And that's how you could ruin people. Okay? So, again, I would like to go ahead and stop there. And I guess I will see you guys later. Take care. Bye.